expressions of love, hurt, empowerment, encouragement, and the way that you can change the world are expressed in different forms. Whatever expression you use, it is for you and it is unique to you. Today, I will be joined by Rosetta Robinson. She was so heartbroken to know about all the gun violence that has taken place in the city of which we live in, the city of Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. Rosetta created a poem, and that poem was articulated through a video that was aired by ccp-tv. Rosetta's poem was written and it won many awards. The Community Award in the Social Justice category, a Bronze Telly Award in the Social Responsibility category, and a gold winner in the PSA for Social Change category for the AVA Digital Award. Please join me in welcoming Rosetta Robinson. Rosetta Robinson, please tell me a little bit about yourself and when you began writing poetry.
Sure. Well, I was born and raised in Philadelphia, and out of 11 siblings, I'm the sixth child in the middle of 5 girls and 6 boys. So I was a shy little girl, and so my world I created from within. And so when I became a teenager, I started writing what I felt, which turned into poetry.
Okay. How did you get started writing poetry and what inspired you? I know you said you had a lot of siblings. Mm-hmm. Were you picked on? Did you experience some things that caused you to write poetry? So I dabble a little bit, and when I used to write poetry, it was based on pain.
Okay. Yes, which is definitely how I started writing. And because being a middle child and being the baby girl, I really played to myself, had my own world. My siblings had their own lives. So as a teen, I fell into depression. And although I grew up in a Christian family, going through my early teens to my middle teen, so at the age of 16, I became a Christian when I accepted Jesus as my personal savior. So, but with all of that, I was still struggling with depression. I believed that God was going to help me, but it was a long journey through tears, crying at night, going to sleep at night, crying, waking up, crying. Did not know as a teen why I was depressed. So I started praying. It's the only thing I knew. I started praying, and then I started writing what I was feeling. I wrote, I prayed, I wrote, and I prayed. And then one day on this journey, I got a breakthrough.
Okay. Now, you are currently a volunteer for Northwest Victim Services, and I'm truly grateful of that. You wrote a poem about gun violence.
Yes.
And a video was produced by ccp-tv for that poem. What inspired you to write a poem about gun violence?
Well, first of all, I want to thank Alan Kompernick. He works at ccp-tv, and he produced it. So I'm so grateful. There's reasons behind every action and reaction that we have in any given situation. I started wondering, and we have discussed many times about gun violence and what you do. And so when I started wondering about what mental and or emotional pain a perpetrator might be experiencing from the lack of or too much of anything. How does one handle conflicts, tragedy, and disappointments? And most times they don't know how, or even if they do, maybe they were never taught how to resolve problems, or anger in and of itself has taken over and you don't want to de-escalate an issue that's at its boiling point. Then what happens in that moment is what we're experiencing right now through gun violence. So I want the shooter to know, although it's a hard thing to do and it takes consistency, they don't have to bury their pain. And if we don't help the perpetrators, I feel for the victim and my heart is for the victim as well. But if we don't help the perpetrators, how do we stop the violence? How do we stop the violence? Where do we start? We have to start somewhere.
That is true. And I do know that there are so many individuals, probably you and I, that have untreated traumas from our childhood.
Yes, correct.
And if it's not treated, extends to our adult years.
Yes.
So there are many people who do not know conflict resolution. There are many people that do not know that this is the wrong thing to do, to take someone else's life, which is horrible.
They feel justified, yes.
Yes. How did you get or recruit the individuals that took part in your video?
Well, as in our discussion, we started talking about and looking for ex-cons because they know the streets and they could appeal to the reality behind the words of the poem. However, we couldn't get all ex-cons, but we did have one. So then a decision was made to use different age groups so that the perpetrator could see how their actions affect all humanity, from the smallest child all the way up to a senior citizen. So that's how we decided who was going to be part of the video.
Night and day.
Day and night.
Here we go again.
What's your plight?
Wake up.
Walk out that door.
What's your agenda?
What's the plan? A lot to think about.
More than just running with a gun in hand.
Stop.
Rethink.
Reverse.
Don't believe the lie.
It's not about you.
Look around.
You're a part of a village.
Oh, yes,
it's true. You heard me?
I heard you.
Let's change the trajectory.
Too many lives are taken too soon. Stop. Rethink. Reverse.
They tell me to pick up the pieces.
Put it all together again.
Is that really true?
How do I stop the pain?
How can I stop the tears?
My life is different all because of you.
To be the catalyst to create the change. It doesn't have to stay the same.
Stop.
Rethink.
Reverse. Look in the mirror. Search deep within.
You're part of the same people who are brilliant and intelligent.
Stop the violence.
Stop the violence.
You're only killing yourself.
You have the power to change your mind.
But don't let it be said that you're only wasting time.
Wake up. Walk out the door.
What's the agenda?
Don't start another war.
Sometimes you have to run in order to survive.
Live another day.
You don't have to die.
Stop. Rethink.
Reverse.
Get help. Stop the violence.
Get help.
Stop the violence.
Stop, rethink, and reverse. Because your journey may or may not be extended. Reverse and realize that you were created with and for a purpose. So stop sabotaging your life. You're still here, which means your creator gave you a second, third, fourth chance. And as long as you're still alive, you have another chance to stop, rethink, and choose a more productive path for your life. We care. We really care about you.
Peace and blessings from the Northwest Victim Services staff and board of directors. We are asking all shooters to please stop, rethink, and reverse. We need to stop killing each other in the city of brotherly love and sisterly affection. Poems develop. Please guide us through the stages of one of your poems, and you can speak about the gun violence poem.
Okay. Well, my poetry, my writing, they develop through my passion. I like to encourage people that there is a solution to every problem. It may not be immediate or what we want, but the next step or steps could put one in a better situation. Hence, we need to be intentional about our future. How do we point? And I ask myself that question. How can I help? How do we point people in a direction with handles to pull them through the unknown or those dark roads we all have to travel at some point in our lives and may have already been there, but handled it in a different way. So that's how the process started with Paradigm.
Okay.
From my passion and just looking at the news and through our discussion, how can we get to the perpetrator? How can we get to the shooter? How can we help them to look within?
Can you please give some advice to that person who wants to write poetry and who wants to express themselves in a special way, but has a little hesitation?
Sure. It's easy when you write from your heart, when you tap into your passion. Sometimes we think a lot, but we may not put it on paper. So when you're writing, answer the why do you want to write? Who do you want to reach? What's your audience? So ask another question of how can your writing tap into and expand another person's world? Because some people may have a small arena and don't really know what's out there. Some people have never been out of Philadelphia or never been out of a community. So they're living in the now and living in the moment, but they may have that creative skill in them. So what you're feeling, write about it. Put it on paper. But concentrate on your audience as well.
Okay. What has been your greatest challenges and greatest accomplishments with your poetry writing?
Well, in life, there's a lot of challenges. And sometimes the challenges gets in the way of us seeing the accomplishments. Sometimes we put too much weight on the challenges. Then we look back and thank God for the accomplishments that we made. So I'm only going to share two in each category. So two of my greatest challenges were thinking I didn't have anything to offer. And don't even know when it started, but I didn't think I had anything to offer. Through my depression, I really didn't think at one point in my life that I even existed. But I still didn't give up. And the other challenge that I have is procrastination. Because just sitting around and not doing what you want to do can cause things to go, could cause you to miss challenges and opportunities. So those are my two greatest challenges. And my accomplishments, which I really, really, really thank God for, is that I graduated at the age of 53 from Eastern University with my bachelor's degree, which really helped me a whole lot when it came to procrastination. I refused to give up. And so therefore, in 2013 is when I graduated from Eastern University. And then the second one is at the age of 61, becoming an award-winning poet at 61. That is so big to me. It may not be big to somebody else, but it's really big to me from somebody who did not take advantage of their childhood and could have done all that she could have done in her youth and thought that life was over. But I just continued to write because it was my passion and it was in my heart. So I really, really thank God, because it's never, ever too late to fulfill your dreams. So don't give up. Don't give up. You may have to change the road that you're traveling on, but don't give up. Nothing stays the same if we cooperate with the process.
Well, congratulations on your award. On your award, you did a phenomenal job, and I am so proud of you. And for all the viewers who do not know, this is my amazing, beautiful African American sister-in-law, and we're going to drop in law. But this is my
Yes.
amazing sister,
Yes.
Rosetta Robinson, of whom I am so proud of. She has been knowing me since I was 15 years old. And I'll turn 21 probably a lot. I'll be 50 in November, but still turning 21. So she's been in my life for a very long time, and she does not know, but she is a mentor to me, and I am so proud of her. Rosetta, I love you so much. And
Thank you.
so much for
I
being
love you too. And I enjoy working with you. And I'm so proud of everything that you're doing in the community. And your heart is so big. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining me today. I encourage you to express yourself in creative ways and let your talent shine. Do not let others deter you. Do not let others speak anything that will stop you from showing your talent. You could be the one to change the world. The power of one starts with you. Peace and blessing.